It's the final love song. Dun, dun, dun. Hey guys, and welcome back to our podcast for Island 2 NA. It's the finale, and we're done now. Another one for the books. We're so excited to be here with you guys. For those of you that aren't familiar with us, we're Aneesa and Robbie, and we host this show where we talk about I-LAND2, and we're so happy to be talking about the debut group IZNA. And we'll be reviewing the final stages that they did, as well as the final lineup, the voting ranks, and just our thoughts on everything. Um, I'll just say it. They planet passed someone. We were manifesting a planet pass, and
Yes,
they
we finally got the planet pass that we
my
needed.
only disappointment is I really wanted some guy, some random PA with a mic on and like the mask and like just pull out a random white Walmart stool, buy all the shiny chairs.
Yeah,
I
no, they
wanted
just had them standing up. Just okay.
I was like, get her the chair shame. What? We're doing another girl? We don't have any other chairs.
Yeah.
What? We have a stool in the back? We're doing a stool? Okay. And it's like I wanted them to be like, we've decided, and then they just cut to the man.
Hmm.
anyway, should we just like start off with talking about the girls that made it to the final lineup, or
Yeah, yeah. So the final lineup of IZNA.
and start from who ranked first? Because
Oh, I'll give you
I
the points too, because I have the scorecard too.
here's what I caught. They said Coco first and said, y'all are real revisionist history people. I cannot stand y'all because y'all really said Coco. I'm like, don't call my girl fourth. Call her first. And I wonder if they're gonna pull a Kepler and be like Jungun, and then they push her to the side and Coco goes in the middle. And I'm like, I don't want that.
I'm okay if Jungin isn't necessarily the center of the group because they
Me
never really, it's not
like
really the same thing as Girls Planet and
no.
Produce, where they kind of implied rank one is center, you know?
You know, it would be cool if they have a reality show, and they have not done this. I think Kepler had something. I didn't watch it; it was boring. But I
Yeah.
remember again because I was obsessed with IZ*ONE.
Hmm.
Like they had them going to Japan and all this stuff. It would be
Yeah, Mia is
cool.
doing that too.
Oh,
I
nice.
watch
So it
all
would
the
be cool if they
episodes.
did like a reality show where they're like, hey, like we should decide who should be center and who should be like leader, and like they like
Oh, yeah.
and they
Yeah.
like compete within themselves and then like whatever.
Yeah, or choose
But
amongst themselves.
right, because I'm okay with Jungkook just being main vocal. I some people
Hmm.
say, "Oh, Jiyoon should be main vocal." No, 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 no. Let's
It
stop that.
depends on the songs too. So
Oh,
the
you know what? How
final
about why don't they both be main vocal? But let me let you say who ranked
double.
because I'm so
Yeah.
excited. I'm sorry.
So yeah, I think we're all a little bit excited. Well,
Mm.
the ones who are happy with the
The for
lineup.
the ones that got it.
Exactly. So, all right. So the members of IZNA, rank one is Jungin. She had 800,000 votes. 800,000. I will round the votes up and down though.
Yes.
JEEMIN is ranked two, 600, almost 600,000 votes.
Funny
Uh,
because they swapped because like there was like a 200 something whatever gap in the semifinals.
yeah. And then now it's like,
Yep.
yeah. Three is Jiyoon. She had 470,000 votes.
Mm-hmm.
Number four is Coco, 300,000 votes. And then Sarang has 300, also 300,000. Coco had 320, and then Sarang had 319. So it was like really like less than 1,000 vote difference between the two of them. So all five of them got in just by the votes. So the two who were picked by the producers, first was Mai, and then second was Sabi. And for the people who are saying Mai shouldn't have got in, I'm here to let you know that Sabi, with the voting and the ranking, Sabi was ranked six at
Right.
294,000, and Mai was ranked seven at 289,000. So even if it had just been the top seven votes,
It would have still been exactly
it
the same.
exactly would have been this, just like what happened with the semifinals. They made it dramatic and like announced people in different orders, but essentially it was the top
Same
people
thing.
who made it. Exactly.
Funny enough, funny enough, I feel like for me, Sarong was like the hidden slay or the hidden.
Really?
Yeah, because I just feel like the producers wanted. I think the producers wanted. Um, everyone. I don't think they didn't want to stay around. I just think that they were not expecting her to get in. I think they were expecting to save her with the producer pick. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Oh, I can see that.
you
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, I feel like they
Yeah.
saw what they saw. They're like, oh yeah, my da da da. And I think they're well prepared to save her. I also
Yeah.
thought I'm surprised, but not. If I think if things went different, they would
hmm
have saved Yuri. I think if things went different, they would have saved
I
her.
think if
Be-
they saved her, that would have been like a totally different lineup though. Like
oh
if
yeah,
things went very different, like that's not
yeah.
even Island anymore. That's Girls Planet.
But
But
I feel like they liked her a lot. I feel like they did like
really,
her. I think
I think
you can
they
tell. You can tell when
accepted
they like.
her.
I think you can tell when they like someone, but you may not fit what they are going for, but they
Oh
like
yeah.
you. You
Yeah.
know what I feel like? I feel like let's be real. If Mnet does a girls planet, and we've talked about this, Juwon and Giri, KO1, KO2, done.
Yeah.
Done. Because I
Yeah.
feel like, and I said this, if this show was 100 girls, Jungin would not have gotten first. If this was Girls
Unfortunately,
Planet,
yeah.
she would have got eliminated the first or second round. But because this was Island and everything was different and everything,
hmm
this was, I'm gonna be real. This is the first show where I feel talent played a
I mean,
huge part.
but there's a reason why. It's because for the first half of the show, we couldn't
Yeah.
even vote. It had
Nope.
nothing, the eliminations had
Mm-mm.
nothing to do
Nothing to
with
do
our
with
votes.
us.
Nothing. It was
Mm-mm.
straight up
No.
how well the girls performed and the
Perform.
producers
Yes.
ranking them. So they
Right.
rank low, they were just getting out.
And that curated how we
Exactly.
judged the contestants. But if it was Girls Planet, we'd be like, well, the way she done wore that shoe, I had to vote for her. You
Mm-hmm.
know? So it's different. But I'm satisfied. I mean,
Yeah.
you know why I'm satisfied? Because they added Sabi in my
Exactly.
because
Well, okay, personally, for me, I felt like everyone in the top eight, like including
yes,
Fuko, that
yes,
was
was the
my
group.
top eight, and that's pretty much the group.
Yes,
So once Mai was in, I was like, okay, I'll accept this. I'm
yes,
disappointed that Sabi is not in it,
right,
but I'll
you're
accept
right.
this group. And then they added Sabi, and I was like,
And I was
oh,
like, oh,
this is
we're done.
yeah, yeah, oh yeah. I was like, oh, this is
Remember that
great.
semifinals when you said in rank six? I was like, okay, cut it. This is it. This is the group. Cut it. Cut
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
You know what's crazy? Sabi was giving me real shouting and
Yeah.
visuals and everything, and I'm like, was she Korean shouting?
I think so. Like her aura wise, no. I think
Mm-hmm.
it's more about the way she dances and moves her body. And like
Ah,
she has a similar body frame as her.
and a
I
little
mean,
bit in the
yes,
lips.
yeah, she's like really young, so I think shouting has like that more womanly vibe. But
Not saying
Sabi,
vibe, but just I guess.
yeah.
I don't know how to explain essence. I don't know. Like there's a
Yeah.
similarity there.
I feel like it's something about the way that they dance.
The,
There's something
and
similar.
how they center. Okay, that's what it
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
How they take center because I'm like
hmm
when she did panorama, I still keep going back to that
Yeah.
dang stage, but I'm like, hmm. And then I remember when shouting does center stuff, I'm like, there's something the same
Yeah.
like little guardian spirits
I think
around them,
when
the
they saw the
muse,
top seven ranking and they saw
what it
Sabi
was.
six, my seventh, I think they were like, yeah, we need both of them.
But you know what's funny? Those are the exact them two and Jungin were my three. When it was to pick three pick,
hmm
I was picking just those three. I was like, this is it. I said, good
Wait,
luck, everybody.
same. No, I think I was voting Jungin, Mai, and Sabi.
I was just
Wait,
doing
that's what
the
I just
exact
said.
same. Yeah,
See,
we were doing, but
yes, just
I
like
those are my top three, and I was
yeah.
like, because I was like, okay, top two, but I had to pick a third. I'd rather have Sabi because she
hmm
did it.
Yeah,
So I'm like very satisfied, and I can get used to say wrong. I can get used to her. Like I
yeah.
wasn't really like, and the thing is, I can
I
never say
don't
she
know
was doing
why
bad.
international fans seem like they don't like her. I feel like I'm the only international fan that like truly had her in my top because I liked her
She's
like all of
such
her stages.
a very quintessential Korean pick.
Yeah. She's like
Like
a all-rounder. She might not necessarily be an ace, but
when
she's
I
like a
look at her
good all-rounder.
face, she reminds me of Yuna from Girls' Generation. Like
Really?
if it was any other Jin, she would have been the it girl, like that
Yeah. Oh, yes.
clean,
Yeah. Yeah.
like
Yeah.
simple, like girls' generation into the new world kind of vibe. She
Yeah.
fits that
Yes.
thing, quintessential Korean pick, like
Hmm.
for sure. Versus all the other, Jungin and hairstyle, and then
And
spicy
see, I
Mai, and
guess me and you kind of got that about her. So when she was rank five, people were already rushing to hate her. Not rank five, whatever rank she was. I think it was
what?
five. People were
Yeah, yeah,
already
yeah.
rushing to hate her. And I'm just like, I feel
She
like I knew
was
she was getting in.
she was the top Korean quintessential choice in this order. Even I'm going to add Juwon. It was Serang, Giri, Juwon. That was the quintessential Korean top
But I
three.
think Yuri didn't really have enough of an actual one pick,
No,
you
she
know?
didn't. And we talked about this, and you
Yeah.
said the same thing I said to you like a few weeks ago, where I was like, if had some the reason why she was always slaying was everyone around her needed her to be that girl kind of vibe, like because all the grounders
Hmm.
needed that strong one that really shouldn't be in ground, but is there because of the show. And she always either elevated them, and because she elevated them and they're trying, it makes her look better. I don't know. It just
Yeah,
like
exactly.
kind of like her in reality, her group already got eliminated. Kind of like similar situation with Girls to Planet, where like Shinwei and Ruran and Minami. Like to be honest, that whole unit was a group, and once
Mhm.
they all got eliminated, it was like, okay, Huang Cho, why are you still here? Like your group is
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah. No, actually, yes. When you say it, every time I think about Girls Planet finale, I'm like, wait, Hong Jing-cho was in the finale.
Her group was not there.
She wasn't there. So in my brain, like she wasn't there, but no, she was there.
And it's off topic. Every time I sing Shine, I specifically know Huang Cho's parts. That's the one I go to every time.
Yeah.
But anyway, I don't like when Hikaru does it. But nevertheless, back to I-LAND 2. Yeah, I'm just really pleased. It's like
Hmm.
because people are like saying, "Oh, they might do a Planet Pass," and we're like, "Let's get our expectations down. We don't want to." You know what?
That's what we
They
were saying because we were saying keep the expectations low, expect six, and then just be pleasantly surprised
if it
if
might
it's
be
seven. Because if it's
when
not seven, then you're going to be very mad.
I'm gonna be honest, if seventh place was Yuju, they'd be like, "Yep, this is the group. This is done." There would have been no seventh place. There would have been if it was like they saw it, they'd be like Yuju.
No, I think
Uh,
even if Yuju was, this is what I think
Seven.
what would have
Do you think they
happened.
would have rigged it
I
anyway?
think they still would have chose
They're
Sabi. I still think they would have chose her, like
like,
straight up. And I think
yeah.
that people would have been okay with that mostly. I do think that Sabi would. I think that like Sarang started to get the hate, and then once they said Mai, then she started to get the hate. And then
First
like
off,
if they had said Yuju next, I mean,
oh, it'd have
if
been
Yuju was seventh technically, but they said Sabi, then Sabi would get the hate. People just
it
want
would
to
no
be
one would have
mad
been
at
safe.
someone. And then the
Yeah.
crazy thing is that it seems like either way, we're not saying Fuko's name. What happened to her? Why are we avoiding bringing her up?
Because let's be real. Let's be real. Okay. I'm I'm just gonna rip the band-aid off. Once Ji-yoon and Jungkook was called, there is no other need for any consistent
That's
vocalists.
not my opinion, but that's what I thought the producers were thinking. They were
Oh
like,
yeah.
we secured Jungin, we secured Jin, we got the all-rounder Sarang for the other lines. What
What else do we need?
what can Fuko bring that we're looking for?
Yeah, that's what it's not my thought,
Not
but
my
I'm
thoughts either, but I mean,
but
technically it is,
it's
but
it's no because you can be empathetic and think about how someone else is thinking. I
yeah,
feel like, and you can be
exactly.
like, and from a K, we've been in a K-pop game for over 13 years, 13, 14 years, so we kind of know what the vibe is. We've lived through the Piggy Dolls
No,
and all those things,
exactly.
so we've seen how they think. So it's like, yeah, it like this is controversial. This group has more vocal potential than Kepler had when it was 9 members. I'm sorry. So it's like they're like, we got the strongest vocalist here, and we got the all rounder. Fuko was there to keep things consistent, and her stages were always good because she was the one that saved it. But I don't think she's ever been in any stage with Jiyoon or Jungkook. I don't ever remember her
She
ever.
So she did the main stage that I remember is the I Will Always Love You stage because to me
Right.
that was kind of her stage when they performed it on Mnet. And
And
I will say that she was good on that stage and I do love her. Like I promise I love her, but
yeah,
I do felt like the others on that
have a
stage,
little something extra.
yeah, and I mean I do like Sodong, so to me I feel like Sodong gave a little bit more, and then like Jiyoon and Jungin, like I just felt like
She reminds me of the girl that didn't make it to IOI, and then the girl that got rigged out of Promise Nine, who got first place and is now the creative director for Kiss of Life. She reminds me of that girl.
mm,
And I don't know. It's like giving me producer, giving me songwriter, giving me behind the
really,
scenes
I feel
tea.
like she could debut, but I think genuinely, I think the Black Label themselves looked at their options, looked at the votes, and they just felt she wasn't needed for the group.
Yeah, no, I'm serious. But I'm saying like I feel like she's bigger than just an idol in a kind of way. Like I feel like she has more to offer. And I feel like
Oh,
she was very good at leading and very good at like helping get the things together. And I don't know. I feel like there is definitely a place for her in the industry, but
I
mm.
think that personally, I think that she's
And she's so
almost
young.
similar to like a I don't want to say Doha, but maybe Soyeon, where it's like you
Yes.
should be in a group,
Yes.
but I think there's more for her to give, but she
Right.
also should be utilized in a group. You know what I mean?
Mm-mm. So
Yeah.
you think like it would be a waste for her to just be on the production side.
Yeah, exactly. Like I
Mm,
definitely think she should debut
like a singing
somewhere.
version of Kahi.
Yeah, yeah,
Because I
exactly.
don't consider
Like she's
like
in a group, but she has like a lot of like say and like all the
well like
production and
Kahi
blah blah
put that
blah.
group together and then they asked her
Yeah,
like, yo, I know you 29, you want to get in this? And she's like, I ain't got nothing else going on.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
But anyway, so should we review some of the stages that they did?
yeah. Let's do
I
the
keep
first
fighting
stage.
the urge to sing because I'll always love you. It finally grew on me.
Wait a minute. I think there was one more stage besides
Yeah,
this
they
one that
did.
I
They
linked.
didn't they do it? They did that. I'll always love you in the little schoolgirl
I
joint.
thought,
Because I
let me
caught
double
that
check.
one.
Oh, they did. Okay, that was the last one though, so I'll share it last.
I was like, finally, no more pictures. Look, Jiyun, someone drew you from Mexico.
All right, so the first one, Final Love Song.
I like that song now.
Yeah, me too. So one of the stages that they performed in the finale is Final Love Song. So first they had the 10 finalists perform, and then at the end they had all 24 girls come in and perform all together. And I have to say, after re-watching the stage, I
You kind
I'm
of
a
wish Alton
Jungin,
could have made it.
huh?
Do you think that Alton could have made it? Or would you have
No,
preferred that?
no.
Ooh,
I was gonna say that I'm a Jungin one pick, but I wouldn't mind if Jimin was center because seeing the
she ate.
song go from Jimin exactly to
She ate.
Sarang in it, like that, it looked right. It felt right.
It
It looked
I
right.
honestly because she was feeling it. She was
Yes,
feeling it.
yes, yes,
when
yes.
when the spotlight hit her, I said, "Oh, she's feeling it right now. She's
Yeah.
feeling it." I was like, "Girl, you're not like
I mean,
it's
she knew it was her
interest."
debut night, so
She said, "This is what I should have gotten from outlet. I should have been do."
hmm.
But honestly, hold on. Sorry about that. But the thing is, I feel like she ended up in the right group for her.
Yeah,
I have a hunch. I don't know. I have a hunch that Mnet finally has a win when it comes to girl groups. And I'm saying because they had a win with IZ*ONE, but Kepler was performed. They underperformed, obviously. So then they came back with Avengers with Boys Planet, and with ZB1 doing their thing. But I feel like there's something here, and I feel like Jimin is like gonna win, like for
yeah,
sure. Like some
definitely.
because I'm just really satisfied with the lineup. I'm satisfied with the girls. I'm satisfied. Like they did their thing. They cooked here.
Yeah. I think the key is also that Mnet got kind of good at like soft rigging, like soft
Yes.
pushing the girls in a strategic way. You know what I mean? So even if we're falling for the editing, I still kind of like their
There's only
choices
one
anyways.
person that no one fell for the editing for, and that's Jungin. We all were like, this don't feel right. And what's funny
Yeah.
is people were like, I didn't watch the show, but I voted for her. Like, there's a lot of people online that's like, I didn't watch not one episode, but from the clips I saw, she was the best singer. And I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And
how she won.
I think Mnet was also starting to believe like, okay, the K-Nets don't like her, with let's not push her. And then they swapped because I feel like once they settled that Ji-yoon Jungin nonsense, I felt like
Right.
Jungin started to get better editing choices.
They did. They're like, oh, we can have, I think they were like, we can't have both. I think they thought that they couldn't
Yeah.
have both.
Because they
And
sure
then,
set Yuju up that way because they used to like Yuju, and then all of a
yep.
sudden, for some reason, it became Coco versus Yuju.
That, what's funny? Because it used to be Coco versus Mai.
Oh, but then they were like, actually, we want both. It did. It did. Hold on. No, they were like, no, we want both. See, this is what I'm saying.
That's why they had to pull out the stool.
Hmm.
Because they're
And
like,
I think they avoided putting Jimin up against. It's like they put her in
Jimin
certain
hadn't,
positions.
Jimin wasn't up against anybody but her own
Yeah,
self.
just herself. Yeah.
They're like, we want to get that islet that Are You Next fans.
Hmm.
That was the securing the Are You Next fans. That's all that was. And I'm glad to say this came out much better than Are You Next. This came out so much better than
Hmm.
Are You Next. They even brought out an extra person, had her
Hmm.
standing without his chair. I mean, man, goodness. I haven't won in an Mnet show in a very long time. And what's funny is I voted for every girl I voted for got in. That is
They had
rare.
you stressed because I remember every episode you were like, guys, Jungin, Jungin, Jungin. And then it wasn't, you didn't get a moment to breathe until she
Mm-mm.
was ranked 2 in the semifinals. And then you're
No,
like, okay.
and no, every time, no, it was like first save, the first save, the producer save, and then we
Mhm.
voted and everything. And they once they said my first, and then Jungkook said, okay, all right, I'm good. And then I tuned out. And then here comes the semifinals, and I'm like, all right, Jungkook. And I was like, I don't know about you, Mai. And then Mai got in. I said, all right. I said,
Yeah.
I don't know if you're getting in, girl, but
My God. And
I
yeah, when they announced I was like, in the
because I was
finals,
well prepared for
yeah,
Sabi to be like, and I'm like, all right, my, I kind of expected this. And when they said my, I said, dang, no Sabi. But then I'm like, I can't blame y'all because my is a bird's eye view pick. And
exactly.
I've been saying this, like, if you guys want someone that's, the group is not just going to be there to sell songs. They're
Mhm.
selling, this is a brand deal. This is a brand. This is
And especially if they're working with the black label, they're gonna promote them the same way they do Somi and Blackpink. You have to
well
think
the here
about.
so here's the difference here. Yeah, and you're
Mhm.
correct because it's more than just your. I see where you're going with it because they're gonna be models. They're gonna be
Mhm.
brand ambassadors. Mai will sell shoes. She will sell purses. These little girls and boys, they will buy the moisturizers, the
Mhm.
lip balms, and that girl will sell lip balms. I mean, I'm serious. She is a brand ambassador's dream. She is going to sell those hair clips. I mean, Olive Young, which is kind of like our Sephora or something like that. Like she's perfect, and it would have been silly to not bring her into the group.
You know what I don't get what people are saying though, and this is not to start fan wars, but
Yeah,
the reason why people are hating on Mai because they're like, oh, even the producers admit all she has are visuals and blah blah blah,
that's
is
enough.
the same reason, is actually the same thing that people were praising Sabi for back during Panorama and the other stage. They were saying she needs to get into the group because her visuals will add to the group. They were saying that about Sabi, but people are using that same excuse to hate on Mai. And I'm
But they
just
both
like,
got in for the
wait,
same reason. So what are we talking
exactly,
about?
exactly. That's what I'm just like. That's why I don't get why are people mad. And then the other thing is that the top set. This ain't even about Final Love Song right now.
No. We have things to say. We
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 really
like that
do.
song. Our favorite part is the skeleton dance. We
Yeah.
like that song. Moving on,
I
we're
feel like
talking
once
about
we
what we need
watch the
to.
stages and then we start talking about it, other things start coming up, and then we start
Yes,
talking here and there.
we have
But
things to say.
I think whatever. I'm an OT7, so
Yeah, listen. And after watching Love Song, I was like, okay. Every time I see Sedong, I'm like, man, I don't know about her. And then I see her, I'm like, yeah, that was nice. So
Yeah.
it's like there wasn't really there was one girl I wasn't hoping to get in the group, and she's gone, long gone, long gone. So it doesn't even matter. Don't even matter. I won't even bring that up. I don't, but we'll
Hmm.
talk about that offline. But
Yeah.
but everyone, I mean, even if Juwon made it, I'm like, dang, y'all really done rigged this joint, huh? But I've been like, all right, that's fine. Cause once we got to the top 12, it was like
The top 12, I
anyone
just felt like made sense.
yeah. Like if they were the group, I'd be like, all right, like
Mm-hmm.
that's cool. Cause
Mm-hmm.
a group doing Teddy music that's 12 would have been interesting.
I actually was looking forward to that when the original rumor was that it was
Was
going to be
12.
12. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, what are they going to do with that? Because,
That would have been really interesting, like a double
yeah.
center kind of thing. Like
Hmm.
that would have been cool. Just for people to be aware of, I don't know if I said it earlier, but so what this group potential from what the T is, it's under Wake One, but produced by the Black Label. So it's basically like Promise Nine before, the debacle. Promise Nine was under Stone Music, which then became Wake One. All of it CJE&M, and they were produced by Pledis. That's why the girls from Princeton made Glass Shoes, their pre-debut. That's why Dugum Dugum was made by old boy from Newest. Um,
Hmm.
like they were running it. So when you know Pledis like we want our recoupables, we want Promise Nine. That's when Promise went into Pledis because they basically were a Pledis girl group from the beginning. So essentially, I feel like it's the same thing,
Hmm.
which opens a conversation for Wake One needs to get better producers in house instead of trying to always rely on outside sources to make their groups good.
Hmm.
Probably why Kepler failed. But also not why Kepler failed because ZB1's doing quite well. So they have the potential to have good producers in A&R. They just didn't invest in Kepler. That's what it is. But anyway, beyond that, that's just what I wanted to talk about is that they're Wake One produced by the Black Label. So I guess
Hmm.
they're kind of like Cat's Eye, where it's like a
Yeah.
Geffen girl group
Hmm.
in an exclusive deal with Hybe. So
Yeah.
there might be a collaborative effort. So I like basically Wake One trainees with the Black Label's like production,
Yeah.
which I guess makes sense because Teddy can make the music off, make the money from the music, and I guess it's a shared venture without having to invest in finding girls to make a girl group of his own. So does that mean he's not going to make a girl group of his own? I wouldn't see why, considering he put all this effort into this project. Hmm,
Hmm.
interesting. Just wanted to talk about that because it's relevant to the conversation. But
Yeah. Yeah.
um, yeah, I mean, well, I think that this might be a lot of great successes.
Hmm.
I do see people receiving this show a lot better than Girls Planet.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there are Girls Planet comparisons here and there,
Yeah,
but this is
definitely.
the thing. It feels like another Eyes One situation where post Produce 48, people are saying all this about Eyes One, but talking about it after the fact is different than
Yeah,
being
living
there
it,
and
living it.
living through it.
Yes,
Like
yes.
everyone keeps saying, "Oh, we need the rigged lineups. We need the
No, we
rigged
don't.
lineups." No,
No, we
we
don't.
really
No,
didn't.
we
And I
don't. No,
promise, with
we don't.
Eyes One, even Eyes One, we really didn't. We really
Mm-mm.
didn't. We really didn't. I'm sorry,
Because the
but
ones they rigged
you
in and
don't
rigged out.
understand unless you lived through that
Oh,
situation, you know?
oh my goodness. And I must say it. I will never not say it. If you guys just think that two girls were rigged out, you are
So
so
wrong.
don't believe them. And you can say, "Oh, I'm speculating." Fine, but
Mm-mm.
there
I
let's be
always,
honest, we deep in all of our hearts, we all know way more Japanese girls made that group than they're going to ever allow us to know. And the only reason why, and Aneesa said this, is because it would have been an international controversy and it would cause a lot more trouble than what it's worth. And if you don't believe that these girls actually got paid off, they probably handled this behind the scenes Rand style. How do you think certain girls that made it to the top, whatever, in Eyes One, are living without having to work? There are certain ones I follow on Instagram that are doing just fine, and I wonder how. Now I'm
Mhm.
speculating, but you guys can put two and two together.
Yeah.
Because Miss Mamas, and I won't say her name, hasn't lifted a dang finger for a long time, just having lots of fun vacations. And I'm like, that ain't AKB money.
Hmm.
That's the panorama money. anyway,
You
anyway,
want to go on
let's
to
go.
the next stage?
Yes, let's go on to drip.
Trip. For the performances that they gave us in the finale, we got two new songs produced, created, I don't know, whatever, by Teddy. And they
Composed and produced.
Yeah, yeah, composed and produced by Teddy. So the two songs, Drip and Fake It. So for this segment of the performances, they actually didn't get to choose their position and they didn't get to choose the song. So Teddy actually personally assigned each member to each song and each member to each section. So that's why when they were choosing the songs, everyone was saying like, "Oh, Jiyun, you would love to do Fake It," and then she ended up in Drip, and she was like, "What the hell? I can't
Rip.
do this dance," but she did it. So, yeah.
What I'll
What are
say
your
about this
thoughts?
though, Jiyoon has a hard time going into a higher register in her voice. She gets very thin. They should like tag team Jungin in real quick so she can do that drip dun 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 because her she effortlessly goes up there. So I'm like I'm glad they both made it because when
They
things
kind
get to
of
that point,
cover each other's
weaknesses,
weaknesses
yes,
well, you know?
yes, and
Yeah.
I think the people that are smarter than us in the music industry in that situation, they're like, wait, we're kind of hurting ourselves. We kind of need them. It's good to have two main vocals. So I've
Hmm.
noticed that because I'm like, I mean, Jiyoon sounds really nice when she gets into that lower register or her like mid, like
Hmm.
that's what when they sung the Beyonce song, she was able to pull it off better because the voice was deeper. Not
Hmm.
that she has the deepest voice in the world. She's not an alto or anything. She's like a soprano like the rest of them. But um, point being is like, man, like what a good stage. And also,
Yeah.
Coco reminds me so much of Bora from Sistar.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yes, yes. I was thinking about
No, no, no,
Cherry
no, no, no,
Bullet.
no, 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 no,
I
no,
was
no,
like,
no, no, no,
really?
no,
But you said
no, no, no,
Sister,
no, no,
yes,
no, no.
I see that.
From
I see that
Sistar.
absolutely.
They
Yeah.
have a very if she trains harder,
Hmm.
they have a very similar, or maybe just how she raps. I don't know her vocal presentation is very similar to
Hmm.
Bora. Because when she was doing her rap part, I'm like, why does it sound like Bora? Let's think about love. Dun, dun, dun,
Hmm.
dun, 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 dun. I'm like, they are similar
Hmm.
kind of in that way. I mean, of course, in performance they're different, but kind of there's a similar quality. And I'm like,
Hmm.
cool. I
Hmm.
like when there's little extra sparks that remind me of other ones, and then it makes me like that one more and see what's unique about them. Now seeing Yuju, I'm like, yeah, I can see why you didn't make it. No, unfortunately, because when I think about this song being redone with the seven, I
Hmm.
will not miss her voice.
I can see that. Yeah. Yeah.
And to be honest, I never said in the show, wow, her voice is da 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 da. Like I'm like, oh, her dancing. But when Mai takes that part, I'll be okay.
Yeah. Yeah. For me, I feel like the standout was Jimin. Like something
Oh,
about
again,
Jimin, the
she
whole this is the thing. I'm not a Jimin stan, but you could just
she's your
tell.
bias wrecker, and that's okay.
Yes, she is like, but you could just tell this stage and the final love song stage, she was
Feeling it.
performing as if it was a celebration. She was like, I know I'm going to debut. I'm going to celebrate.
She
She
thought
was
she was getting
owning.
she thought she was getting first place. Let's just keep it a
I
buck.
don't even know about first. I think because when they were like building up to announcing second place, she was geeking like she knew it was gonna be her. And I
I
was
think she was like,
like,
it's either me or Jungun, and if it's Jungun, I got first. I think
true,
she
true.
knew she was. Yes, you're correct. I think she knew she got in. I
Hmm.
told you, and I think you agreed too. I'm like the only person that is secure throughout this whole
Hmm.
show is Jimin because she has the Are You Next fan base. The
And
only
that's
reason why
why
she
she
did
was
not get
celebrating
the only reason why
tonight.
she did not get first is because people thought she good, and all of us Jungkook fans were like, let's not say nothing, let's be quiet. Let's just not talk about it. Let's just
Hmm.
vote. We were in
Yep.
our own personal little Twitter worlds, and we're like, y'all vote. All right, good. And we kept it pushing. We weren't loud.
Y'all
I
vote?
don't.
Okay, good.
That was basically that's how I can perceive it. I don't.
Yeah.
I didn't see a lot of Jungkook stands loud. We were just like, oh, all right, we she second, and they're like, y'all vote, and then we all post our little receipts, and they're like, all right, bet
Hmm.
we see you tomorrow, and that was kind
Hmm.
of it. Everyone was else was loud. Vote for you, Jew. Vote for them. We were just consistent. We knew we.
Hmm.
It's just like a girl. I mean, Girls Planet produced Japan. When they saw Shizuku could do it once, we're like, all right, we can
Yep.
do this.
They just needed
We
to
just
see that she had a
it was
chance.
it was possible.
Yeah. Yep.
That's the only reason why she got second. It's funny because there was the same amount of gap from the semifinals swapped.
Hmm.
So anyway, but no, Jima knew she was getting in, and she thought she
Yeah.
was center. And when she did
That's
Love
the
Song, she
thing.
said
Like, that's why I wouldn't be mad if she
ponytail.
sent her. Cause she every like this whole the whole finale, I was just like, this like you're the center of this group.
I don't mind it. I personally, I mean, here's my thing: if Jungkook gets center, cool. But I feel like they're going to shake on her and give her the main vocal, and that's
That's
okay.
okay.
There's no Jungkook here for her to compete with. That's
Yeah.
fine. I'm okay with Jimin living her center. Honestly, that should be her gift, considering she didn't get into Islet when she really should have.
Hmm. Hmm.
But honestly, did you really? Islet's not doing so hot right now. Do you really want to be an Islet?
Well, it's not really their fault that they're
It's
not
not their
doing
fault, but
hot.
sometimes universe works out how the works
And
out.
that's why Jimin was smiling. She was on the finale. Okay, I didn't watch Are You Next finale. I only watched when they
You
announced the member names,
are
and that's all
blessed
I
to not
wanted to
have to watch
see.
it. You are
But
blessed.
I know she was dancing on that stage like I could have been dancing with Owlet, but I'm about to dance in this Black Label group, and I think this is
Yes,
good for me. She was
yes,
happy.
because
And
she
honestly,
fits this
watching her
concept.
perform made me happy too.
When she said drip, da, 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 da,
Yes.
she was lip
Even when
syncing
she was
and
in the back, she was
oh,
like everything. I was just like,
she,
yeah, her little smiles. I was like, yeah,
she ran out.
yeah, yeah,
That's all it was.
yep.
She ran out, and as she should. I never had not one bad thing to say about her this entire show.
Hmm. The only comment, which is what the producers told her themselves, which is that she just needed to be more confident. And she glows when she is confident, you
And
know?
I can't blame her because she done went through heck and high water with
Yeah.
Are You Next, and that will crush a person. So when you know you made the group, but they took you out of it because they did what they wanted to do,
Hmm.
you over here smashing every stage, and meanwhile they're over there like Wan Hee. Yeah. Not that I have anything against Wan Hee, but I didn't want her in the group. But anyway, this is not Are You
Yeah.
Next podcast. We did not cover that show for a reason.
Yeah.
Shall we go into Fake
Fake
It?
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So the next stage is Fake It with the members Seibu, Fuko, Sadong, Jungin, and Mai. And just for some background information, like I mentioned earlier, like Teddy chose all the parts. And actually, during the interim check, Fuko was supposed to do the rap part that Jungin did. But at the interim check, the producers were like, we don't really like how this is working out. So they ended up switching parts completely.
And that was great because she ate it.
Yeah, yeah. Jungin's voice was just really nice on that part. I actually thought that Fuko did it fine. She just wasn't confident. Even though she was like performing, you could tell she wasn't that confident with it in the interim check. And this is the thing. Her fans were upset and they felt like it was a setup trying to put her in that section. But from
Someone
what
had
I
to.
think the producers were aiming for, what Teddy was aiming for, is that he said, this is a group that I'm making. I want to make sure that the members fit, you know? Because Jiyoon went outside of her comfort zone, and then now Fuko's outside of his comfort zone, I think. And then also Sadong, too. She didn't like her part either. And even Gyuri was in the other song that was fiercer than this one, and everyone thought she was going to come in this song. I think that he just wanted to see people
Like
doing different things.
what he can play with.
Exactly. And I actually think that if Fuko had pulled off the rap good enough,
It
then
would
that
have
would
saved
have
her.
exactly that would have saved her. But since she didn't, and people were happy that she switched place with Jungin, but I actually think that hurt her more, ending up doing what she was more comfortable with instead of like really accepting that challenge and like really, really like I'm going to rap and I'm going to pull this off, you know?
Also, everyone else was acting their butt off, but her, because you can see Sabi feeling every moment when they're looking like, oh, I
Oh
fall,
yeah, Sabi and Mai were really into it. Like they were
and
into it.
I've noticed Fuko doesn't. She just does her standard job. Like she's like, I'm here to sing, I'm here to dance, but then it's like more than that. It's like acting, it's like performance, showmanship.
Mhm. I think
Um,
she's done that before, but for this performance, I think it just wasn't
I
her
noticed
best.
she didn't do that in Red Velvet. She didn't do that in all other songs.
Really?
And even in the like underwater Little Mermaid, whatever Four Walls performance.
No, for Walls, no. But for I Will
But it was
Always Love You, I felt
consistent.
like she did it well
But that's
there.
only
But I guess that's your
once. You have to
point.
be
Yeah. Yeah,
consistent. Like,
exactly.
and
Yeah.
you keep giving the same note, and it's like, okay.
Dang. I
I can
still liked her though.
You can like her. She's not a bad performer, but I don't think this
Yeah,
group was
but
for
when you
her.
point these things out, it just makes more sense to
It wasn't, and
yeah.
again, they're like, we have our two, like our vocal foundation,
Hmm.
and you're lacking in this, and this, and this,
I
and
guess
this.
that's exactly what it is. That's their vocal foundation. So what else?
Like Mai's bringing in like global, like brand marketing appeal, right?
Hmm.
Sabi is a like if Jimin is sick, she can center, kind of like you kind of need the like for example, it's an odd number group, right? So you
Hmm.
kind of need those things where it's like center one, center two, right? And then you have our main vocal one, main vocal two, right? Then we
I
have our
see
dancers,
main
and we need our rapper,
dancers.
and it kind of like
Yeah.
fades out. And then the fact that Jungkook's like, oh, if we really need someone to take this part, she can dance, she can sing, she can rap, she can do this, she can do this, she can act.
Yeesh.
It's like she again, she. Y'all can be delusional if you want to, but Jungkook is the ace. Okay, let's just cap it, right? But then each other girl has their like. Honestly, to be fair, and I'm not being like, oh, everyone's a winner. This group is full of aces.
That's true. Yeah.
And Fuko wasn't an ace. Fuko was honestly just like, she was an ace in her groups because they were lacking a lot. But when she was put in a group where the girls weren't lacking, it brought out her downfalls.
I guess yeah, yeah. That's kind of how people felt about Sarang too, that she wasn't really that good. But
The
I don't know. I felt like she was great in
Sonic
most of her
is
stages.
solid,
Hmm.
but she's in the group, and I'm gonna just be honest because
Hmm.
she's a quintessential Korean pick.
Hmm.
That
And that's still
that's
a
a
gap to
talent.
fill. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's yeah.
Because
Sheesh.
when I look at her, I'm like, that's Yuna. That's Girls' Generation Yuna. That's
Hmm.
it. Like she sometimes you need that glass of milk when you have all that acid. Sometimes you just need that clean thing on the, palate cleanser.
Hmm.
And they can, rough her up and put the little makeup on her or whatever. But again, even still, someone has
No,
to go and
it
be able
makes
to like,
sense. It's like Jisoo and Blackpink. Like
yeah.
it's yeah. Like I see that.
Also, Teddy loves a synth. He loves living in the 80s. That song was
Mhm.
80s as heck. He loves those songs.
Oh,
And
I wanted to
I'm
ask you how you felt about these two songs since we're finally getting a little bit of something.
I think this project will be great for Teddy. It's a little investment, big rewards.
Hmm.
He gets to do all the things he wants to do, or makes music that maybe he wasn't able to do with like Blackpink because of the that thing. So he
Hmm.
gets to kind of be maybe a little experimental and play with certain things. And I'm like interested to see where this goes. I do
Hmm.
like these songs better than I'll Always Love You,
Hmm.
but I also grew to like that song too.
Yeah.
So
And you
who's to
grew to love
say?
Final Love songs. So
Oh, that took a while.
yeah.
That took some months.
Hmm.
Um, I'm curious where this group will go because it
Hmm.
continues to cover a lot of like very intriguing like groups. Like they Four Walls, they did which I'm glad they did Four Walls, but I don't know, it would have been cool to hear other songs. But anyway, they did FX, they did quite a bit of IZNA, which of course because Wake One, they own all the music, so they're going to use what's cheaper.
Hmm.
Um, they did Red Velvet. So I'm wondering where this group is gonna go. Like, what is their
Hmm.
debut gonna sound like? And I hope. it'll be silly not to that their EP has these songs on there with the OT7
Same.
version
Yeah,
because
same.
like I'm tired of this was just for show. Like, no, this is your preview for the group. Like,
Yeah.
just redo the songs.
Yeah.
Like,
Like
I want to
all of
hear
them.
the all of them. I'll always love you. I want to hear. I liked hearing Final Love Song with their vocals on it because
Hmm.
I didn't need Rose, to be completely honest.
Yeah.
But I understand it for the signal. But like, all right, do IZNA version now because I like that, and I better see them. I have this. I'm looking weird, but just like I need the shoulders. But
Hmm.
yeah, I mean, these songs are really good. I think everyone did great. I see why Fuku did not make it to the group. I personally see that, and that's on a voting aspect. Voting aspect, she was always someone solid fourth. She and
Yeah.
everyone's list, I always consist. She's on my fourth.
Hmm.
So when it's top three, you're picking your top three. I did not see a lot of people having her, and I was number one, and that's just the honest truth. And whenever it's
And
like, "Where's Fuko?" You guys are saying, "Where's Fuko?" After all your girls that we really wanted to make it, made it.
I think the other thing too is that I think that this group makes sense in terms of the groupings that people mentioned. Like, you know how you said top four? The
Yeah.
only time I saw people collectively like a four-man group, maybe because I'm
Mhm.
biased, is the drama team, which they
Yeah.
all got
Oh,
in.
they all made it, but
Otherwise,
that
it's
was their
like
ace.
trios like Jimin, Jiyoon,
Hmm.
Jungin. The other
Yeah.
trio was Sabi, Coco, and Jimin. You know what I
Yep.
mean? So I feel
Yep.
like all those
Every
little
pairing,
groups basically made it in, you know?
and I think again,
There
Fuko.
actually there was a Jiyoon and Fuko pairing, but I think it wasn't
Mm,
as popular as the
no.
other things I mentioned.
And again, Fuko shined when
Hmm.
everyone was lacking. Kind of a similar situation with Yuri, a similar situation with Juwon. It's kind of like when
Hmm.
Fuko always ate when she was on ground.
Mm.
So now you're with the big boys or big girls,
Hmm.
and you know,
And I guess she was like very consistent, but not outstanding. And
also she
I
was
in the same
conservative on
way,
stage.
yeah, yeah. I kind of felt
Hmm.
the same way about Mai too, that she was pretty consistent, not outstanding.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
But the difference is my had an edge.
yeah, yeah.
She just came out the womb with good
And she
looks.
had more one pick votes.
It just what it, again, I voted for my consistently. I mean, until the one pick, then I said good luck everyone else, and I just did what I
Hmm.
had to do. And thank you to the my fans who voted because
I snuck
sh-
in on my vote. Just
I
one. Just
I ain't
one.
I ain't sneak nothing. I was like, I need this to be solid. I don't want any nonsense because I saw how Mnet was moving, and I'm like, you giving
Hmm.
her props now, and I'm glad that the semifinals Jungkook got second, even with all the crap she was receiving. People
Hmm.
were again. I like how we were moving. We didn't say nothing. We were reverse Bahier fans. We weren't loud at all. We just were quiet.
Yeah, just ignore what everyone is saying. Just
And
vote.
just do
Just
just
vote
vote.
until you
And
can't
we need
vote.
to move like that for Girls Planet too.
Hmm.
Man, they better do Girls Planet too. What's the
Yeah,
per that ain't happened for a while, but
yeah. Probably another
never
year.
yeah, but nevertheless, man, I have nothing
You know
negative
what I
to.
noticed?
Oh, what's up?
Gyuri seemed okay. She accepted, I'm not going to debut here. She
I
knew it wasn't her
did you read my
time.
message?
I don't know. What message?
Text you. She has a backdoor deal with Mnet. We're going to see her again. You can check it. I
That
wrote it to
makes
you.
sense because she's
She,
young too. So they're probably like, hey, we got you next time, but this
if you
time it's
don't
not for
think
you.
we ain't, you will see her
Hmm.
ballet chick Nana because she keep getting scooped up for whatever reason.
You had to sneak her in there.
I don't know how she keep getting sneaked. They're like, hey, you ain't made it, but you want to do this again? And she's gonna be
Hmm.
like, yeah, I ain't got school for a month. Let's try.
Hmm.
But you're going to see for real, her and Juwan on Girls Planet. They're going to bring them two out and do
Hmm.
this the demo stage. They already are cooking up something.
Hmm.
They are already hooking up something, and a lot of times they're like, "Hey, so we're just gonna let you know you didn't make it. Like like it happens. If you
Hmm.
guys don't think this happens, it happens. A lot of times they'll pull them in the office and be like, "Yo, so we already got the votes, and it's not looking good for you, babe. So
Hmm.
we're going to do Girls Planet 2. We're
Hmm.
going to secure you KO one spot. We can't tell you you're getting in the group, but what we're telling you is your KO1. Are you cool with that?
Off topic, but
Yeah.
I was just thinking that this group being like managed by Wake One, but having a specific producer composer
Yeah.
team is actually is perfect for them, especially with the way that Wake One was dealing with Kepler. The management for Kepler was bad, but the fact, like, I think if Kepler had like,
Everything about it was
hey,
bad.
this like music team is for you, I think it would have helped them a lot better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's interesting because that model was with Promise Nine, and that didn't really pop off. But
Oh,
um, I mean, I
that's
liked it.
true. Yeah.
But
I guess we'll see how it turns
the
out.
reason why it the reason why it worked is the right production team, the
Yeah.
right because that model wasn't just Promise Nine. That model was for AOA. AOA was fun
Oh,
with
yeah.
FNC, but majority of their hits was produced by Brave Sound,
Mm-hmm.
like mini skirt, short hair.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what wasn't Brave
Excuse
Sound
me.
good?
Was it
Good.
Excuse Me too?
Was
Like a
it Good
cat.
Luck? Yeah, yes, all their big hits.
Mm-hmm.
He was just like, I'm gonna do this, even though he has his own girl group. He was producing
Mm-hmm.
AOA, and it worked. So, in that regards, we can look at the success, and the reason why people have eyes on it is because they picked the right team, like the right people to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so if they're gonna keep this Island trend up, who's gonna be the next production team that they're gonna bring in?
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah. We'll
Fantasy
see.
World. If it was Mono Tree or E1, I'd be like, this group's just gonna be for me.
Yeah.
I'd be like, the synth. But no, I'm really satisfied with how things turned out, and
Mm-hmm.
to the girls that didn't make it, I truly feel Beauty is there's already something, and either she's on the next show, or Mnet said, "Hey, we're transferring your contract to this company. They're
Mm-hmm.
starting to work on their girl group. Are you interested?" And that
Mm-hmm.
happens a lot because a lot of these shows they'll say, "Hey, we're going to try and help you like debut. It may not be here, but it's Mnet. Mnet has their pockets in almost every company.
Mm-hmm.
Every company. It's like the best way to debut to even get your face out there. And I feel like again, I keep saying their names, but Giri and Juwon are like the ones that will be seen again somewhere. That's
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? But what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking forward to the group in general. I'm worried about Fuko because I do think that she has a lot of potential there. So I'm hoping that if she gets scooped up, it's soon and it's in the right group. Actually, it would be crazy if Girls Planet 2 came back and she was like
Oh no.
JO1 center for that show.
Oh, that'd have been stressful. That'd have been her third time around. Oh no.
You never know. Sometimes, I don't know. I mean, I guess she wouldn't want to compete anymore. She just wants to debut, like she's done enough.
Right.
But I don't
Well,
know. I just think that the top 12, like the 12
we're
semifinalists,
strong.
yeah, they were really good. They gotta get scooped. Like even when we were watching the final love song stage, the little bit that we got of Sujung, I was like, wow, I miss her face because there's something about her that's
Look, when
she's
they
just
put that
different.
camera, I know you didn't talk about her, but
Mhm.
Yin, that little redhead girl with the bangs, when they put that camera on her,
Yes.
I said, we are not done with you yet, babes.
Wait, when I saw her, I was like, hold on a second. Who's that? Because there's something there. Like all of those girls,
I
there's
kept telling,
something
I
there.
kept telling you, Mnet wanted her, but we
Hmm.
didn't. But I wanted her because I'm like, she's my crunch. But
Hmm.
no one was seeing the vision. We are not done with her because they put that camera on her a little bit longer than they should. And I'm like, you see,
Hmm.
ever since she done cut them bangs in her head, y'all, there's something there. I think she's
The
going to
color
come.
was pretty too.
Yes, she kept the
Hmm.
color.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
gonna see these girls again. We'll see them again.
Yeah.
So I hope that the Fuko fans don't lose hope, don't lose faith.
I mean, honestly, she has writing credits on a Teddy song. That's a big win.
Some
So
people are saying, "Oh, they better not like they better change the lyrics since she's not in the group." And I'm just like, I don't
no,
think you
that's
want that.
no,
Let
she's getting
keep the
residuals. That's
Yeah,
publishing.
exactly. Like let her keep the writing credits for that. That's a big deal.
Now,
Your
why
name
y'all
is on a Teddy
salty?
song. Yeah.
Like
I
they
guess she's
like
not in the group, but think about in the long run, keep her name in that song. Let her
No,
get the
she make
money.
her be a because then she can be a signed songwriter for some place. Like the girl from Kiss of Life, the one that always hits those high notes. What's her name? Belle. She wrote a lot of hits for a lot of groups.
Even if she doesn't choose that path, that's still something crazy to have on your resume. Like,
Right.
I
Whether
made a song
the
with Teddy.
right, whether she wants to be a song, but again, I'm just saying, like in the meantime, like she can be
Yeah.
writing songs as she tries to debut. And it's
Yeah.
not like she's the only one to have done that. There are a lot of girls that be like, yeah, I wrote this song and that song, and now I ended
Yeah.
up debuting. So I mean, because again, like she let's keep it a buck. She is a foreigner in Korea on a
hmm
work visa and she has rent to pay. I'm sure she doesn't want to live in those one room, no bathroom apartments with
Yeah.
the
Keep her
Deshawans, the
name on that
Szechuan.
song.
So no, keep her
hmm
name. I hope she realizes she has a talent in songwriting. Keep
hmm
writing, keep dancing, keep training, do the best you can because you don't want to live in a one room, like not even, I'm not saying one bedroom, I'm talking about one
hmm
room with a
hmm
hot plate and nothing else. And no, she like girl gotta eat. And she is a Japanese national in Korea. Like, keep it real. Like she has bills to pay. Like she wants to be in the industry. Don't be silly.
hmm
Sorry to keep it. I had to burst everyone's fantasy bubble to take her name away. No, she's
Not
a
everyone's
grown,
like that. I just saw it like a little bit here and there.
but it's the
So,
kids, and she's a newsflash. She's a grown woman.
hmm
She has bills to pay.
hmm
She got things to do.
Do you want to watch, excuse me, the last I Will Always Love You stage with
Why not?
OT10?
Why not?
And then we can wrap it
So
up after that.
no, because I'm like, why not? Because I'm like, that one was somehow lackluster compared to the other ones, but I'm like, let's just do it for the
Yeah.
for good old sake.
Yeah. The last stage before they had announced the winners of I-LAND 2 or the debut, whatever, they're the winners. Is the I Will Always Love You stage. So they did an OT10 version of that stage with the 10 finalists.
I always thought that that song needed more people on the stage. It
Yeah.
felt better, but I
Mhm.
enjoyed it. I mean, and again, Jimin was feeling herself in the middle, in the center, walking down.
Yeah, she was really feeling herself, but rightfully so. She looked great. Honestly, while watching that stage, I was like, I get why the Are You Next fans were mad. Because you got, why didn't she debut there? If she was performing this good on Are You Next, why didn't she debut there?
Because it was called "Are You Rigged?" In reality, it was "Are You
Yeah,
Rigged?"
that's
Okay,
crazy. That's
that
crazy.
they were like, "We'll take into consideration what you want, but it's really what we want." And surprise, we already picked the lineup way before the show even started.
I
This
get
show is
why
just
her
to help
fans were
promote it.
mad. I get it.
I'd been mad
Mm,
too.
mm-hmm.
I'd been real mad. But I
Yeah.
think that night she knew she was debuting, and she was like, "I'm gonna put on a show,"
Mm-hmm.
and as she should.
mm-hmm.
And I
Mm-hmm.
hope that this group has a reality show or something, and they travel and do their thing. And this show is really popular in Japan, so they should still also do those episodes where they travel to Japan.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah.
They have two Japanese girls, so they should do that.
I think seeing this stage, like a lot of people wanted the top 12, top 10 to debut, blah, blah, blah. I think if the group was 12 or 10 members, it would have been nice, but not necessarily this group of girls together, you know?
Yeah, I think the girls that made it were the girls that needed to make it.
Yeah,
Sorry.
exactly. Exactly.
Again, I don't think that this is the end of us seeing certain contestants. I
hmm
think we're going to see them again.
Yeah. But
I
otherwise, I think we've said everything for real.
Yep, yep.
I think we're
I
okay with
mean,
this lineup. Like, honestly,
finally.
no, the thing is that I feel like Girls Planet was the worst I've ever experienced. And then after
Yes.
that, I feel like
Everything. Mhm.
it can only go up from here.
Honestly,
And then
Girls
it's,
Planet was like a necessary evil to prepare me for the new age of reality, like survival shows.
yeah, yeah, yep. And I think like for me, after watching Boys Planet, I kind of, I felt like an outsider watching that show. So it kind of, I started to understand like, okay, Mnet knows how to get the members that they want to a certain extent. And I just need to accept that and vote when I can. That's it.
That's basically it. I mean, we do what we
hmm
can and we see what it plays out, but I think
Yeah.
I feel like I mean I know K votes had a play in it, but I feel like this group had a like an actual representation of like the Korean and
Yeah,
international
maybe
like
that's why it felt a little bit more
choice.
satisfying for me because it
Like
definitely did feel more international.
it made sense who was where. Like it
Yeah,
wasn't one of those shows where it was like, how in the world I'm not voting this way? What is happening? What is happening? That was Girls
yeah,
Planet. I'm like, what is happening? What is
yeah.
happening? And it was crazy because a lot of international fans were voting for Girls Planet, but those few that were in Korea voting, they ran that vote. And
I
that
think
was,
that's why it felt messed up because there wasn't a lot of people voting in Korea, but because the votes are 50-50,
yep,
a one Korean vote would be like what, 100 votes or something,
so
something
powerful. It
crazy,
was
like
so
something crazy.
powerful.
Yeah,
It was too powerful.
yeah.
So, but this one felt good. And apparently the viewing for the show was well, was it
Mm,
ranked high. So
that's good.
anyway, congrats to IZNA. It feels like
IZNA.
I don't know, like it feels what would IZNA be in real world? Like it feels like like a Russian artist. I'm going to go see IZNA tonight. She's singing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh gosh, but
I
I'm
don't
so excited to see what they come up with. What were you gonna say?
Nothing serious. I was gonna say people were comparing the name to
Mm.
Eyes One, but IZNA makes me think more like ITZY more than Eyes One.
IZNA. I think the NA came from that part,
Yeah, yeah.
and I don't know, because the Eyes one was 12 becoming one,
Hmm.
but IZNA doesn't just doesn't make any sense. So I'm just like
IZNA, it might be some Korean thing, but their
maybe.
explanation was like anytime, anywhere, anything, something like that.
Okay,
So
child. Bye.
it might be a Korean thing that we just don't
Right.
understand, but
That's fine.
whatever. Yeah.
I'm excited to see IZNA. She's performing at the ballet. But anyway, that's I don't have anything else to say. And
Yeah.
yep. Thank you guys so much for tuning into our I-LAND2 in a podcast. We finally successfully completed this show, so hopefully you guys enjoyed it. What do you guys think about the lineup? Are you happy? Are you excited? Are you disappointed? Who if the three girls that didn't make it were in your lineup, please let us know your thoughts and just type away in the comments and we'll type back to you. And we are so grateful to have you view us. And until next time, this has been Aneesa and Robbie. We're so glad to have you. Bye. Oh, I forgot. So
You forgot one more thing
da.
too.
Oh, what? Which part? What am I
Nah.
forgetting? Oh, summer dream, summer dream.
Yep.
Man, oh
All right.
goodness. Until next time,
Bye.
bye.